All right, this is going to be the easiest way ever to make a standard trig table. So the first thing that we need to do is that we need to write down sine, cosine, tangent, and then the degrees on the top. So first we're going to write down sine, cosine, tangent, just like that. And the degrees associated with it are going to be 0, 30, 45, 60, and 90. You also have the radian versions of these, which is going to be 0 again, pi over 6, pi over 4, pi over 3, and pi over 2. If you don't know what those are, don't worry. You'll get to radians eventually. But you have these angle measures right over here, and then you're just going to make a gridded box. We have our gridded box. Now the setup. The setup is that you're going to write the same thing in sine and cosine on the top and the bottom. And that thing that you're going to write is going to be square root of something over 2. And that you're going to write on both the top and the bottom. And then for tangent, you're going to write square root of something divided by square root of something. And now we have our entire setup. The next part is going to be so easy that you're going to be like, really? This is all you need to do? Because watch this. All we need to do is fill in, starting with the top left, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is it. This is the trig table. And then you can go ahead and simplify each one of the boxes, which I'm going to do. For instance, at the top left here, we got square root of 0 divided by 2. Square root of 0 is 0, and then 0 divided by 2 is going to equal 0. The next box over, we got square root of 1, which is 1. So 1 over 2. That's just going to be 1 half. The next part over there is square root of 2 over 2. You can't simplify. Same thing with square root of 3 over 2. Square root of 4 is 2, so that's going to be 2 over 2, which that's going to equal 1. The next line down, we got square root of 4 over 2, and that's going to, again, just equal 1. The next one is going to be square root of 3 over 2. You can't simplify that. Square root of 2 over 2. Square root of 1 over 2, we already talked about, is 1 half. And this is going to be equal to 0 for the same reasons as the top left one. The next line down is not that much harder. We have square root of 0 over square root of 4. Square root of 0 is 0, and 0 divided by anything is going to be 0. Next, we got square root of 1 over square root of 3. Now, this one does get a tiny bit complicated. That would just be 1 over square root of 3. But we have to rationalize the denominator, which means this is going to equal square root of 3 over 3. If you're not familiar with that, please look up how to rationalize a denominator. Next one is going to be square root of 2 over 2, which is, or square root of 2 over square root of 2, which those are the same thing. So that's just going to equal 1. The next one over is just going to be square root of 1 on the bottom, which is 1 on the bottom. So that's going to be just equal to square root of 3. And the next one, remember, if I have a square root of 0 on the bottom, which is 0, it is going to be undefined. I cannot divide by 0. So I'm going to say this equals undefined. And that is the easiest possible way to make a trig table.